I didn't say that this defendant was a bad guy. I didn't say he was a mean guy. I just said that he was a good guy that made a really horrible decision and choice. And so that makes it even worse.
A case that was difficult for everyone involved came to a close today. After 3 days of testimony, a jury has found former Lonoke County Sheriff's Deputy Michael Davis guilty of negligent homicide in the death of 17-year-old Hunter Brittain. Thanks so much for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Marlisa Goldsmith. THV11's Mercedes McKay covered the trial for us all week and has a reaction from both sides.
The jury reached their verdict in just 2.5 hours of deliberation. While everyone was quiet here in this makeshift courtroom in Cabot when they heard the decision, they had a lot to say when they exited the doors.
I was not happy. All I wanted from day one is for him to get a felony where he could not be in law enforcement again and carry a weapon. That's all I asked for.
It's been a long week at the Cabot Readiness Center for the Brittain family. By Friday, the jury found Davis guilty of negligent homicide, but not manslaughter. Something that worries Brittain's grandma, since this means he could go back to the badge.
Now what's going to happen? Are people going to have to fear for their life again? Once he gets back, because you know he'll go back to the force.
While the verdict isn't something they agree with, the Brittain family says they do accept it. The family's attorney, Devin Jacobs, says they aren't going to focus on the charges, but look at the meaning behind the jury's decision.
What the jury said is that a law enforcement officer in uniform committed a crime. And the jury has said that Hunter Brittain was unlawfully killed by Michael Davis. That's what this jury says. And that's a strong finding.
The jury also decided Davis's sentence, 1 year in jail and a $1,000 fine. Prosecuting attorney Jeff Phillips says the state is fine with the verdict, but the sentencing wasn't what they expected.
We were a bit surprised about the sentencing in that they were out about 20 minutes and came back with the maximum sentence.
Even though it's not the ending he wanted, defense attorney Robert Newcomb says juries often go with the lesser charge.
I was hoping for a not guilty verdict on both charges. I'll say I'm not necessarily surprised by that verdict.
No matter the side, it was a difficult week for everyone, but the Brittain family says this isn't the end of them telling Hunter's story.
He will be with us in our hearts, and I hope everybody will know that and see that as time goes on. And we're not going to forget about Hunter.
In Cabot, Mercedes McKay, THV 11 News.
Moving forward, both Brittain's family and Michael Davis will be involved in separate civil lawsuits against the Lonoke County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff John Staley released a statement today reading in part, "I respect the decision of the jury. As I said since day one, this was a tragic event and we all need to continue praying for those involved." It took less than a year for this case to play out. Here's the timeline of everything that's happened. Hunter Brittain was shot and killed on June 23, 2021. On July 1st, officials with the Lonoke County Sheriff's Office announced former Sergeant Michael Davis was fired for violating policy. After an investigation, a warrant was issued for Davis, and he turned himself in on September 17th. Davis was released on bail and went on to plead not guilty to felony manslaughter on November 15th.